The magnificent Colorado River is one of the natural wonders of the world. Originating high in the Colorado Rockies and running 1,400 miles to the Gulf of California in Mexico. Hi, I'm Robert Fuller. Please join me and my guest celebrities in the coming weeks. If you do, you'll share with us the excitement and adventure of exploring the spectacular land created by the mighty Colorado River. This week is a special pleasure for me. Patrick Wayne is a good friend and a remarkable actor who has given many years of pleasure to audiences all over the world, in every possible medium, from movies to plays to television series. And his special awareness will make our time with the Navajo an even more meaningful experience. I'm standing in God's country, about 8,000 feet up in the Colorado Rockies, 85 miles west of Denver in Granby, Colorado. Now, some historians will tell you that the Colorado River starts as a trickle of water higher up in the Rocky Mountain National Park, and that's true. But that trickle flows into Lake Granby, and then flows out of this headwater to become the Grand, as she used to be called. Today it's called the mighty Colorado River. And it wasn't until 2,000 years ago that humans began venturing into these valleys and mountains. The Utes and then the Arapaho controlled this vast area until the United States government acquired 358 square miles in the huge Louisiana Purchase of 1803. In 1843, Scenes in the Rocky Mountains was written by Rufus Sage. He spent 4 years exploring the area. We hope to bring you some of the excitement he must have experienced in our adventure down the 1,400-mile run the Colorado makes to the Gulf of California. The Ute Indians call the land running along the Colorado from Granby to Glenwood Springs their Magic Valley, and for good reason. Each season here has its own magic, for fishermen, hikers, hunters, and skiers. There is magic here for everyone. This week finds us in Tuba City, Arizona, about 75 miles north of Flagstaff, near the Colorado River in Navajo land. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Greetings, I am a Navajo. I am a child of Mother Earth. Yat e the nenshle, now stan shema betsuinshle. I am a child of Father Sky. Yadishlish betsuinshle. I am a child of Sacred Water Woman. Twistan betsuinshle. I am a child of Sacred Mountain Woman. Zithlistan betsuinshle. I am a child of long life and happiness. Sa'at nagay bik eljon betsuinshle. All is in beauty. Hojo nahastli. All is in beauty. Hojo nahastli. All is in beauty. Hojo nahastli. All is in beauty. Hojo nahastli.
Patrick, say hi to Norman Brown.
Norman, how are you?
Norman, this is Patrick Wayne.
Hey, Patrick, nice
Good to meet
meeting
you.
Norman is going to be our guide on this adventure.
Well, that sounds terrific. Looking forward to it. Oh, that's a
Absolutely.
pretty nice arrowhead you got there.
Yeah, it is. Let me see that.
Maybe we could do a little trade for that later.
Thank you. Yeah, that's possible. It's possible.
Okay.
So anyway, what's going on? What are you doing out here?
Oh, I'm out here visiting a very dear friend of mine who's a great farmer. And in fact, this farm is one of the only organic drip irrigation systems in the United States.
No kidding.
So he's a very successful farmer. Just before you came, we were just talking about the importance of land and things tied into it. this land, he was telling me that it's very sacred to Navajo people, that it represents our mother, the earth, and it nourishes and feeds us, just like our mothers nourished and fed us, and Father Sky. So this ancient concept we still hold today, very true to our hearts, and it's still part of our philosophy. Along with this philosophy, this ancient thought is walking in beauty, and it's called Hojo. And Hojo means a place where peaceful words are spoken. It means where tranquil thought and tranquil society exists. So those are, that's part of our way of life, and the goal in Navajo life is to reach old age and happiness.
Sounds like a good. Sounds like it's good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people are there in the Navajo Nation?
There's approximately 220,000 Navajos.
220,000.
That's a lot of people.
Boy, it certainly is.
We comprise a 3-state area: Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. And the Navajo Nation is about 21 million acres, square miles.
Wow, that is large. That is terrific. And the Navajo Nation is the largest of the Native American.
Yeah, it's the largest nation in North America. We have a 3-branch government. We have the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. And we have a form of government similar to yours, only ours has a great deal of Navajo traditions, Navajo culture, and it's a thriving government, and it's still very powerful today.
Yeah, I bet it is. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we want to see more of the farm and meet your friend. How about it?
Yeah, it'd be great. I told him you guys were coming.
Good.
Okay, good.
Right.
Let's go. Let's do it. Look at this.
Yeah. Isn't this
Benny's great-grandfather.
Is that right?
Grandfather built
A lot
this
of work,
house.
huh?
A long, long time.
Pretty old.
Still standing.
Hey.
Hi, Benny. I'm Patrick Wayne.
Hey, Benny, Bob Fuller. How are you?
Bob, how are you?
Good. Good to see you. Out there picking melons, huh?
Well, just checking them out. See
Yeah?
if they're ready.
You got
Just
a lot of stuff growing here. What is
yeah.
some of this that you're growing?
A lot of stuff I grow are squash and about 5 different types of melons and about 5 different types of cantaloupes melons.
And this is all
chili.
organic.
This is all organic.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I kill all the bugs by hand.
Oh, you This drip irrigation, how did you get the idea for that?
Well, all started a couple years ago when this guy from Israel named David and Zeke came down. And I was on a little vacation home here, and they were having a meeting down there, and I walked in, and they were talking about all this. I had a little spring up there, a little bitty. It comes out about 3 gallons a minute, and they said you could irrigate a whole field with it. So I brought them up here, and that's when it all started.
I'll be darned. That is interesting
Unbelievable.
because look at the desert in Israel, and they've just in the kibbutzes out there they have green and plants, and that's fantastic.
So from a well that produces 3 gallons or a spring that produces 3 gallons of water a minute, you've irrigated this.
Can you tell us how many gross or tons or whatever it is of melons you grow a year?
Well, each year it gets more and more, and because I also learn more and more each year, and I have a good teacher from Israel.
That's
I
great.
bet, okay.
And also a lot of people from Flagstaff and my own tribe, they all pitch in to help me. There's about 4 different areas, like the little Colorado people. They've given me a couple awards and for doing all this.
Well, good for you. How about showing us some more of the farm?
Oh, sure.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. We are delighted to be able to spend some time with teacher Louise Yellowman at the primary school in Tuba City. Louise, first thing I'd like to know, could you tell us what the difference is between the old teachings of the Navajo children as opposed to today?
Well, the old teaching, or the Navajo, the Ne, that's the Navajo. The word, the Ne, is the Navajo people. There's an education that is in place, in process, that everything's positive, that we, being an educator, everything has to be positive. That means that a child is educated to be happy, to be to think of the family, the land, the value, the sense of worthy in oneself, herself, and himself. And that carries on into your life, and that is today connected with the education of the outside world, the Anglo way of educating. And what I mean by that is the early education, the Navajo way of education, is that you do things like getting up early in the morning to make yourself strong, and you must always pray that every day that your life is in good hand of the Spirit.
That's very interesting.
So you're teaching in both languages here, is that correct?
Yes.
You teach in English and in Navajo.
Yes, we do. We teach the child the first language that they spoke when they were born. And we make that strong. So later comes the English, which he already has a language that is foundation and it's very strong. And he builds on that. He builds with English words and writing, reading.
Louisa, can you sum up for us your feelings about the Navajo people?
Yes, I would like to do it in prayer. And I would like to say it in Navajo first, then in English. Choti kodot njono e hiltahuilna. Kodot hohat nihle, ni laje hojon, ni kere hojon, ni kake hojon, ni yago. Adod anit ekodo, ni hilchaz ado, hojon nasona ne kato. Now I like to say this in English. It is for all of us. Now, today, in time, come, let there be beauty. Let there be beauty ahead of me, beauty behind me, beauty above me, beauty all around me, beauty from within me, my spirit, my soul, everything finished in beauty.
Very, very nice.
What do you see to the future? What are your hopes about where the education will go and where these children will go with this education?
Well, I think in the future, there's a good chance of these children to continue to be successful. The Navajo people are proud people, and that we are proud of our land, our language, our cultural, and our elderlies. And that the hope is that the new generation will continue to be proud and to learn new things, and that whatever they learn from the Anglo, they bring it back to the reservation and use it.
You know, the sunset is very important in Navajo life. We pray 3 times a day. Sunrise, sunset, and when the sun's at its highest, noon. Our old people especially, they do this all the time. In the morning, we offer white cornmeal. And in the afternoon, when the sun's at its highest, we offer corn pollen. Then when the sun's going down, like now, we offer yellow cornmeal. It's an offering that we give for peace, prosperity, positive things in our life, strength and success in school, education, in our life. But more than anything, it's for our livestock. Horses are very important in our life, especially the sheep. So this is a very special time for us.
I bet it is. It's a very special time for us too, Norman. Let's take a look at it. The skills of weaving are passed on from one generation to the next, but the art of weaving, each Navajo woman develops in her own way.
Adeshma, I'd like to introduce you to Dorothy Walker.
How do you do, Dorothy? I'm Bob Fuller.
And I'm Patrick Wayne, Dorothy. Nice to meet you.
This is her daughter, Angie Maloney,
Hi, Angie.
and her daughter, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
Hello,
How are
Lisa.
you?
Angie's a master weaver.
Yes, we've heard.
She's world-renowned, and we're very lucky to have her mother, who taught both of them. Angie, could you please tell them the history of the rug making and how it came to us?
The history of weaving, as it was told to me through my mother and my grandmother, was that it was brought down through generations, through our great-great-grandparents. And it was taught from the grandmother to the mother, and then to the children, grandchildren. The wool that we're using was introduced from the Spaniards. They had sheep, herds of sheep, and that's how we came to utilize the wool. And when weaving first got started, as it was a utilitarian type of thing, people use it for clothing, and as it became refined and people had learned more uses for it, it was used in trading. That's why we have a lot of trading posts around the Navajo reservation, where people still do take their rugs for trading or for cash.
Now, how long have you been doing this, Angie?
I learned when I was about 6 years old.
The Navajo rugs have many uses in Indian culture, as we are about to see when we meet a former Miss Navajo. Hi, Norman.
Hi. Hello. This is Geraldine Gamble.
Hi, Geraldine. I'm Bob Fuller. Nice to meet you.
Yes,
And I'm
well,
Patrick Wayne, Geraldine.
welcome to the
You look
reservation.
lovely today.
Thanks.
That's a very, very interesting dress. Is that part of a traditional dress?
Yes, it is. It's actually it's an old dress that our Navajo women used to wear several hundred years ago. And in Navajo, it's called the beal. It's a rug dress that's woven, and it's pretty much rare today. And on special occasions, women will wear it. But the modern dress is primarily cotton and satin today.
Geraldine, how would you compare the woman who wore this dress, say, from 100 or so years ago to the modern Navajo woman? How would you compare them?
I would say they are very much still the same in spirit, and a lot in teachings as well. The women throughout Navajo society pretty much had their roles defined at the time of their puberty ceremony, at which time the grandmothers and the aunts and all the mothers within the family gathered together and had a ceremony for the young woman. And at that time, her role in society, in a family, was well defined for her. And whatever she was taught at that ceremony is something she would continue to carry on today.
So that's going on today, is that correct?
Yes, the ceremony continues today. I would say there are still several young ladies who participate in the puberty ceremony, but for those who do not, which is sort of a trend today, those young ladies will still hear the teachings from their grandmothers and mothers in hopes that they would continue that tradition and know their role and place in society, which is pretty much to be a teacher, to be a counselor, and always be there for the family.
So it stayed constant over all these years.
Yes.
Very interesting.
The women were, or still is, the foundation of Navajo society.
That's interesting. Well, Geraldine, we certainly want to thank you for spending this time with us. We appreciate it. Thanks again.
Yes.
Very informative.
And Norman, it's time for us to part company because Patrick and I have to head for the river. But we sure want to thank you for being our guide on this adventure.
It's been great.
You're more than welcome to come back here.
Thank you.
Look forward to it.
See you all again.
Bye.
Not everybody gets to spend 2 days on a Navajo Indian reservation and see the things we saw.
It's so true. Special, very special. And then to end up in a place like this,
Yep, little Colorado River Gorge.
pretty magnificent, eh?
And my next stop is the big one, the Grand Canyon.
And you don't think enough of me to take me to the big one, right?
I love you, pal. Thanks for doing the show. I really appreciate
Had
it.
a great time. Look forward to you coming home. We'll get you out in the tennis courts.
I hope so.
Okay.
Few people are more associated with the wild beauty of the great outdoors than our guest next week, Dan Haggard. Grizzly Adams, as he is known by the millions of television viewers. You won't want to miss our unusual adventures at the Grand Canyon.